Here we are today at Sloans Lake. Sloans Lake's in the capital city here in Cheyenne, Wyoming, within Lions Park. It's an urban fishery. It's about 30 acres in size. Average depth is about 6 feet with a max of 13. It's got great access. If you come in on the south shoreline where we are here today, there's plenty of shoreline and beach to fish, as well as a few fishing piers, a boat ramp, and a boat launch. There is a greenbelt path around the whole lake, so if you want to walk around, you could fish the whole lake. There's some different habitat types you could target. There's some wetlands and cattails on the east shore, and then if you wrap around the north, there's some flooded timbers, and as well as some good habitat on that west shoreline. Especially in the summer, if you wanted a wet wade or even put some waders on, you might get out a little bit further from that shallow water and target some good habitat. This fishery is primarily a warm water fishery, fish that naturally reproduce in here, and so that includes black crappie, bluegill, pumpkin seed, yellow perch, largemouth bass, and we also stock some channel catfish. If you're wanting to target trout, we do stock trout in the spring and the fall, and so that's something you could also target. One tip I'd give if you're going to come to Sloans Lake, first one is just fish the whole darn lake. There's some good water to experience. I would downsize with line, so I have a nice fishing rod here, but to demonstrate, a lot of times I see people and they're out with 6 to 10 pound test, and these fish are smaller and they get you lighter bites, so a lot of times you miss the bite. And so if you go down to say 2 or 4 pound test and you also have a lighter rod, you're really going to be able to sense and see the bites that you might miss otherwise when you're using a larger rod. So sensitive rod, 2 to 4 pound test is sure going to end up with a lot more catch for those smaller panfish and even for largemouth bass. Depending on what species you want to target, I mean, you can't go wrong with the old bobber and a worm. That would, you know, you could catch just about any species you found here. But if you wanted to really get after the largemouth bass, some of the top water lures, you know, plastics, probably, you know, Rapala type crankbaits would work really good with bass. And then if you go down smaller with your panfish, popper flies and small jigs, and again light line, you do really well with the fish. If you're wanting to target some larger fish, there is some trophy potential with largemouth bass. There is a special regulation on Sloans Lake. Any bass under 15 inches has to be released back into the water.